Hello, happy witching hour. This is High Priestess Jamila. I wanted to come at you guys at the witching hour with today's Wednesday message. And so I won't be here long. I just wanted to come with this short uh, information session just to talk to y'all about what's real. And what's real is that I see two different types of people, actually, three different types of people in this world. I see people that are cursed. They're cursed really, really bad, really, really bad. And they hate on everybody. And it doesn't even matter whether or not they have money or not. Some of those people have money, some of them don't. So having money does not mean that you're not cursed, because sometimes you can have money, but then you can live in hatred. Okay. But then a lot of the times people that are hating, it is because they're cursed. They have money blockages. They have a lot of obstacles. And what they will do is they will justify living in these curses. And the way they will justify it is by feeling sorry for themselves, hating the rest of the world. And a lot of the times their excuse will be, well, this is just the way that it is. Or they'll say, if I remove a curse from me, from myself, if I take action to remove this curse, then I am going against God and I am practicing witchcraft, which is a lie. Okay. The second type of people, and those people, the first people that I discussed, are usually at the bottom of the barrel. The second type of people that I see in this world are people that are living in hate. These are people that allow other people to curse them. Okay, so cursed people cursing other people. So you may not be a hater, but you're living in hate. Okay, which means that you are living and walking in someone else's karma. That's a curse. So you're living in hate. You can't obtain the things that you want, everything that you want that is of your higher mind. You can't seem to access it. Okay. So that would mean that you're hexed or vexed. The third type of people that are in this world are people that are very aware of energy and how energy and frequency and what you allow to enter into the subconscious affects your everyday, whether or not it's involving money, love, beauty, whatever. And so a lot of those people, there's people in this world, and it's less people like what I'm about to describe in this world than the latter. Okay. And those people understand energy. And those people are the ones that are not cursed, because the other two types of people in this world that want so badly to affect them don't affect them and their bottom line. Okay. So the confusion is like this world is made up of magic and nature. So there's always constantly magic around us. And what is magic? Magic is energy. Okay? That's what it is. It's energy. And this energy can be manipulated at any time and any place. And a lot of people think that magic is evil. So there are some people that are trained and programmed to believe that, the existence of this world is evil because they don't have a higher level of understanding for the way that the world works, the cycles of birth and death. They don't have an understanding of that. And they don't understand that people can be cursed, and you're going to be cursed, especially by those people that are cursed. Cursed people are trying to curse other people. Now, there's a lot of stuff that's in between that because, like, if you're a person that is cursed and you see somebody that is not cursed, you see somebody, like, for example, myself, I'm on here doing my spiritual hauls. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my readings. I'm doing my spiritual hauls. I'm doing my thing. So what a cursed person will do is that person will want to curse me. So that's where you have to do a return to sender, because cursed people want to curse other people. And a lot of people are in denial about being cursed. Some of the most diabolical people that do the most evil deeds are cursed. And removing a curse is very difficult. I do it all the time for clients. Okay, I do it. I had to do it for myself. Okay, I'm at the point in my spirituality to where people cannot curse me. They can sometimes curse the people around me, but they can't curse me. Removing a curse is really about working on the deep subconscious. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why my curse reversal removals work, because I understand the human mind and how things work when it comes to curses, when it comes to blockages, when it comes to spirit. So you can have spirits can exist on many different levels, and they can actually exist within the body. So a lot of times to identify a curse, you have to read the chakras. Curses are very real. There is actually a person on here, um, and I'm not going to call out his name. He's not a spiritual vlogger, but he is starting to talk more about spirituality since he started having problems in his business. He's under attack by the FDA. Now his mother, his father is being affected. His family is being affected. And every day that I look at his videos, as I see what's happening in his life, I recognize that he is cursed. And he doesn't want to understand the importance of removing the curse. And in order to remove a curse, you have to remove a spirit. Okay. Oftentimes, when a person is cursed, there's a spirit that is doing all of the work. So when you remove the spirit, you remove the curse. There are some instances to where there are some spiritual practitioners that know how to curse people without the use of spirits. And this is something that takes a lot of your time, but there's some people that have time. They have time to focus, and this is what we call psychic attacks. This is when someone else uses their insight and their foresight against you. So this is when somebody can literally use their third eye to have a foresight and an insight on you. And this actually can be worse than, a traditional curse that's caused by a spirit wreaking havoc. Okay. So whenever you have that situation going on, if you know the person, then you have to bind that person's active psychic powers. Okay. If you don't know who that person is, then you need to have protection. So, for example, if you have a house, if you have a car, if you have a family, if whatever it is that you have to set an intent, and it's got to be a strong intent to protect the things that you love and cherish and value from other people's foresight and insight. And so, this is also with, the evil eye. So the evil eye typically is born out of jealousy. Cursed people that are cursed, they are constantly focused on cursing other people, because whatever it is that is inside of you, you have a tendency to project it out to other people. People have a tendency to project. I think a lot of people thought that removing curses was easier than what they thought. And I'm going to give y'all some good advice about that. I actually said this on my other channel. Part of the reason why witches get a bad name, and this has been going on for thousands of years, since the beginning of time, probably millions of years. If a person is trying to cause direct harm to a witch will curse you. Okay? And what happens is that when a person does that, they deserve to be cursed, because what they are doing is they are trying to do harm to that person. They're trying to cause physical, mental, emotional, or financial harm to that person. So if you have done that, you brought that curse on yourself. Okay? People that have done that, and I said this to a few people that have came against me. Obviously, here we are in 2022. These people are cursed because they kept coming for me. Okay? Now, my suggestion, if you did that, you cannot be in denial. Denial is one of the 7 deadly sins when it comes to the law of attraction, and when it comes to energy, when it comes to energy healing. You cannot be in denial about that. If you have done something to curse somebody, to harm somebody, and that person curses you, because you could have done a significant amount of harm to that person's family, to that person's children, to that person's livelihood, to that person's health, they had every right to curse you. Get the curse removed. Nobody puts unmovable curses on nobody. You can always move a curse off of somebody. The difference between that is, and see, as a spiritualist, I have to call this out. I have to look to see, whenever any of my clients come to me to get curses removed, I have to look to see if they caused this friction with this person. If they did something to this person that they could have prevented. Some things that people may see as wrongdoing are things that can't be prevented, but there's a lot of stuff that can be prevented. So what I will do is I will look into the situation to make sure, because if a witch has cursed you, if anybody has cursed you, because a person can curse you with their words. They don't have to light a candle. And if you deserve to have that curse placed upon you, then you shouldn't go to a spiritualist to try to send it back. Okay? Because basically, if you came for that person, you were in your lower self your demons and your spirits was attacking that other person, because curses are very parasitic. What a curse will do is it will look for a new host. That's why curses typically will affect people in your bloodline and in your generation, and around you. So what a curse will do is look to curse others. That's how it works. If you are a person that didn't have your spirits in check, if you are a person that tried to project and put your crap onto somebody else instead of doing the shadow work. And what is shadow work? I'm going to tell y'all in a nutshell what shadow work is. Shadow work is basically when you have to travel to hell. You have to make that commute to the underworld to rid yourself of curses. Basically, in a nutshell, is what shadow work is. So a lot of people don't understand, when witches that understand that a lot of the times you do have to work with certain dark entities like Belial, Clonic. Some people even work with Lucifer and Satan. And it's not that you work with them. Some people are devotees of these particular uh, um, entities or gods, these what they call dark overlords or dark gods. Some people decide to become devotees to them. But we all have to work with the underworld when we're doing shadow work. And a lot of people are not ready for that. They don't quite understand it. So in order for you to rid yourself of a curse, you have to go through hell. And that doesn't mean that you have to go through hell for several years, for 10 years, for your whole life. It may take you, a few hours. It depends on what's going on with it. It depends on the level of understanding of the practitioner that you go to. Okay. So for example, when I'm removing curses, I don't just light a candle. There's a considerable amount of different realms that I have to contact in order to remove a curse from myself or from others. A lot of people don't really understand that, because a lot of people have an inability to learn. So these people will remain cursed until the day that they die. Okay. A lot of people that have a better understanding of it, and they're not afraid of it, because fear is what's going to kill you. So basically, a person that is cursed, they will be cursed for whatever reason. And a lot of people that are cursed, instead of them doing the shadow work that is required to remove that curse, they'll try to project or put that curse off on somebody else. This is the reason why we have to do return to senders, because that energy belongs to the person where it originated. Curses are going to originate within your spirit, within your karma. It has nothing to do with nobody else. So if you somebody that just all of a sudden came out of pocket, or you sent something to somebody to try to curse them, I know that there's a lot of people do stuff like that. And some of these people are really, really closed off because they don't understand. They don't understand why it is not fair and just to not put your bad energy off on someone else. So when people do that and they get their stuff back, they get their curses back, what are you going to do with it? Or are you going to continue to play victim and feel sorry for yourself? Or are you going to do something about it? In most cases, well, in a lot of cases, I don't want to say in most cases, but in a lot of cases, that is what will happen. And then that's when you start to have a spiritual tug of war. This is when a cursed person keeps trying to send you their insecurities, their vices, their demons, their bad spirits. And then you end up having to send it back. Now, the way that spirit sees it is that once that has happened, once or twice. And I think third time is a charm. After the third time, you can no longer project that curse onto that same person. It depends. Some people can. Depends on how educated the person is and how the person's spirits work. Some of y'all are meant to learn about the craft, and then some of you guys are meant to pay certain spiritual debts. So that is the reason why us spiritualists charge for spiritual work. Because if we don't charge you for the work that we're doing, then we'll end up in debt. We'll end up taking on your debt. Okay. So if a person just out the blue, because I've seen this happen, and I've seen those same people try to justify it and say, oh, well, your spirits told me to send you that. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Don't believe that. People are looking for a host or a sacrifice. These are the scariest types of people. People like that kill people every day. People like that take advantage and exploit people every single day. Okay. And so instead of those people doing the shadow work, doing the work, actually understanding, especially if you're a spiritualist, because I see a lot of so-called spiritualists constantly putting their bad energy onto other people. And when it gets sent back to them, they act like they don't understand, probably because they don't. Okay. And my theory is that it's brain damage or something. Because if you don't have the ability to learn, then you must be damaged and broken. Okay. So if you try to send your curses and your problems to other people, those people have the right to send it back. A lot of people say, well, why didn't my spirit guides do this and do that? Because it was meant for you to develop a greater level of understanding. Most of us that are living in this reality that we're living in now, you are a free agent. Previously, I believe that it was just kind of like a time period when people weren't expected to deal with their own spiritual stuff. Now we're in a whole different arena. There is no such thing as a sacrificial lamb. I have seen people try to sacrifice people, and I've seen people kill people. People have killed people to get rid of their curses, and it doesn't work. Even when it comes to what they call, sometimes it depends on the situation when it comes to animal sacrifice. Sometimes even when that is done, it depends on who you are. Some people, you can get rid of a curse by sacrificing an animal. It depends on what type of ritual that you are doing. Sometimes transferring a bad spirit into an animal and then slaughtering the animal and burning the animal will do it. And this is something that they used to do back in the day. Okay. And that's probably triggering for some people. But even sometimes that doesn't work, because here lately it has been all about interdimensional travel. Okay. So a lot of people are being called to, not just witches and spiritualists, but a lot of people have been called to go deeper into their mind so that you can do certain things. Okay. So that you can travel, so that you can really understand the universe, because the universe, it does also consist of interdimensions. Okay. Um, my whole point that I'm making is I see a lot of cursed people. They're very frustrated. They're miserable. And this is a huge problem. I just did a reading last night where the person was dealing with a cursed person. And by doing that, it caused a vexing of the person, okay, that was dealing with that person. So you have to remove those curses. Like I said, there's a vlogger on here. You can tell that he's got a curse on him. And literally, you can even, like, looking around him, it looks like he done, like, almost slipped into another dimension. His surroundings look different. He looks different. And not in a bad way. He just looks very stressed. So he slipped into a dimension where it is meant for him to look at something spiritually. You don't necessarily have to become a witch, but I think it's important for you to understand. Also, past life regression can bring curses into the current life too. So I think it's important to, either do research or consult with a spiritualist that can tell you. Because a lot of people, what I'm seeing now is not only people being cursed, but also people having several different things happening at the same time. And a lot of the times, trying to send those curses to innocent people, it's just like all the time, it's a waste of time. Unless a person is willing to sacrifice themselves for you. Let's face it, most people are not willing to sacrifice themselves for you. Okay? You see people trying to do that to complete strangers. Nobody has to take on the curses and the iniquities and the vices of a complete stranger. Okay? They don't know you, they don't have no love for you. And I see people hanging around people in the spiritual community like that. It's not that they're spiritualists, it's not that they know much about spirituality at all. However, what they will do is instinctively, because if you've got something, that's just like if you got something in your stomach that's making your stomach hurt, your body is designed to get rid of it, right? So a lot of these people subconsciously, their problem with other people is they're trying to get rid of that curse, almost like a snake shedding its skin. Okay. So they're trying to get rid of whatever the curse is. And, what they will do, and some people will know that they're doing that, but some people don't because, it looks funny when they're doing it. It looks weird. And, we do have groups of people that hang around with each other that do that. Like, because they all have the common thing. They all have the common psychosis, but in reality, things are not going to get better until you remove the curse, and ain't nobody gonna get tired of their life. I think that some of them expect for you to be their victim and for you to just grow tired of living and just say, screw it, I'm just gonna let it go and let this rip me apart. Most people are not gonna do that. Most people have an instinct to survive and most people have an instinct to uh, live within manifesting their highest potential in life. So a lot of times people that are cursed, and I think that this is crown and third eye curses, and, people will just act like little babies or little children. You notice those kind of people, they will whine and throw a fit because and they just will keep doing it when they're going to continue to get that energy back, and they're going to be forced to do shadow work, whether or not they do it within this lifetime or after this lifetime is over. This is one of the reasons why, if people, when people are cursed, If you're cursed at the time of your death, you're going to travel through hell. This is a known fact to the spiritual community. There is no such thing as, oh, well, this is a child of God. And there's many, many children of God that are in hell, or either they travel there. In fact, I do a lot of readings on people of deceased relatives, and you can see them travel through hell, but they'll go up, they'll ascend. Okay, so it's like you have to go down before you go up. That's still shadow work, because you can't go to heaven with all that stuff on you and all that baggage. So a lot of people will ask witches, they'll say, are you afraid of going to hell as a witch? No, I'm not afraid of going to hell, because I know I got to go there anyway. I have had many, many lifetimes, and I have many, many spirits that are connected with me from many, many lifetimes. So I'm already knowing instinctively that when I go, whenever that is, that I've got to travel through hell anyway. And it may be just for a day. It may be just for a few hours, because hell is a place of cleansing. Because you can't go to heaven, you can't go to heaven. So all that gravity has to be removed, kind of like from your spirit, is what I'm saying. So now I do believe that hell has a realm or a portion in it of particularly dark souled people who are very diabolical and evil. Okay. And those particular people, they don't ever ascend, just like they didn't go through any ascension when they were alive. So there is a realm of hell. I believe that I guess they have described it as purgatory. Um, but anyway, I'm getting kind of off into something else. You have to remove those curses. And so a lot of people, I've actually seen people on here telling people that curses don't exist. Those people are frauds. Okay. Now, there is sometimes y'all will be thinking that you're cursed, and you may just need a road opener, or you may just need a cleanse, or you may need past life regression work. It ain't always a curse. Some of y'all were born cursed. Yeah, you are cursed, and you need to get that curse removed from you. The longer that you stay in denial, the worse that it gets. And so a lot of people are saying, well, those witches they're putting curses on us just so that they can charge us for it. That's not true either. See, that's more denial. And once you start to get those curses removed, or either learn how to do that yourself and gain that wisdom, then your life will start to get better. Your attitude will start to get better. Your health will start to get better. Everything about your life will start to get better. But see, there's some people, like I said, the people that are at the bottom of that barrel, they are so lower vibrational, but that they can't ever get up. They just can't do it. It's impossible for them to do it, because that spirit just beats them down to that point. And, this is what you would describe as somebody that is constantly kicking up negativity, constantly wanting negativity. And I've actually been accused of that, and I'm not. I'm just not going to I've actually had confused people tell me, when people have started drama with me, when cursed people have started drama with me, I've had confused people, confused males, and men need to shut up when it comes to spirituality and listen to the woman straight up and down. But I've actually had confused men that want to know everything. And I'm not, for your own good, I have to thrash you spiritually for your own good as a man, even. Because a lot of times men will be in ignorance, and they will be under a curse thinking that it's all good. And so I've had somebody say this to me literally after somebody tried to send me something, and I sent it back, and I done had people come to me saying, well, you just like that drama. No, I don't. I have the right to send that crap back to that person. So it's a lot of people that are confused. You don't have the right to send and project your iniquities onto me. Okay. So, and that's why I said men need to show respect, and they need to get away from these non-divine females that are encouraging them to not listen to the divine feminine. If you are being told and pushed away from the divine feminine, it is for your own demise. Because if you don't listen to the woman that is telling you the truth, then them curses will destroy you. Those demons or those entities will eventually destroy you. And sometimes it's before your time. Sometimes it is, sometimes people die young, and it's because they don't want to listen to people. Okay. So, and I see a lot of people that don't want to listen, and those people are going to regret not listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I have people trying to throw curses at me every day. They don't touch me, but they try. They try every day, but those curses don't touch me because I know what I'm talking about. So, I've noticed that people have been dealing with a lot of past life regressions. The way that you deal with past life regressions is getting spiritual cleanses at least 2 to 3 times per year for a couple of years, and you'll be okay. So, a lot of people don't realize that. And see, so many people are under possession. I've noticed people are so possessed. They are so possessed that, really literally, I think that witches or healers, are not going to be able to help at least 70% of the population, because people want to know it all. They want to grandstand. The best thing for some people to do is to humble themselves and say, hey, I am convinced that that I need to get some help. And once you get some help, you start to feel better, and it gets better. Okay. Once you start to get some help and you go to somebody that's experienced, that knows how to remove curses, then you'll see the light. Until then, you're going to continue to suffer. All right. So I will see you guys later. The link to my website is in the video description box. I am taking new clients right now. Also, another thing, if you watch this video, make sure that you hit the thumbs up, please, because what that does is it helps my video get recognized, and my videos definitely need to get recognized. So I'm going to start pushing that like button a lot, because it helps with my exposure. It helps with my algorithms. All right. Okay, guys, I'll see y'all later. Blessings.